Good evening and welcome back to the Adventures in Lollygagging. I am Aaron. I am going to be your game master, and we're returning to Free League's wonderful fantasy game, Dragonbane, with this crazy group of people. We are going to do a quick recap of what happened 2 weeks ago to remind everybody at home and everybody here the shenanigans that went on, and then we're going to dive right in. So, our group of adventurers took a commission from Harry Hammer, the blacksmith of Sandro, to follow the back trail along to find a missing wagon full of ingots of star metal. He had commissioned that it was be brought out. It had been parked for a rest in a cave when the guards and the drovers were set upon by a huge beast. They thought it was a troll. Most of them were killed. One escaped to get back to Sandro and explain what happened. So the group took the commission. Harry Hammer gave them 2 magical items as payment and guaranteed them that he would discount all of his services to them if they were able to bring it back. They quickly made their way down the road. They found the cave. They found the wagon. They found the star metal ingots. And they found a ravening Wendigo in the cave. Combat broke off pretty quickly. Absu stayed out of the cave and told everybody to drag it into the light. Galahop jumped into its mouth a couple of times, effectively stopping it from hurting Stormhand too much. But at the end of the day, Stormhand, Clara, Dionyse, and Galahop were all a little beat up. But they succeeded in dropping the Wendigo, securing the wagon. They found a horse. They found some treasure. And that's where we're going to pick up, right in that moment, at the mouth of the cave, with Absu outside, the other 4 slowly making their way out of the cavern. So let's start with you, Jeff. Tell us about Galahop and how you're feeling after this.
So Galahop is, he's covered in all manner of gook. So I feel like one of the first things he does after, of course, checking on Stormhand's health is he kind of does like the dog shake thing where he just sort of tries to get all the gook off as possible. And then he comes over and he's just sort of stroking the head of Stormhand like he's like petting him in some way, like, you okay, buddy? You can't. I just want to tell you, you can't get out in front of me like that. You just gotta stay behind. You're too important. You can't be doing things like this, man. Like you don't gotta show off for these folks, man. Where everyone knows what you are. And he's like almost to tears as he does this. So that's what he's doing.
So long. Tell us about Stormhand and how he is handling this attention.
I'm okay, Galahop. You're a strong warrior. I've only got a small cut.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have had the cut. And what if the cut gets infected, man? You gotta be careful with that, because you do all this stuff. You sacrifice all these things for other people, You sacrifice your health, you sacrifice your magic, your brains. Yeah, you can't keep doing this, They got, you gotta be a little bit more conscious of yourself, How are you gonna take control of the big old turtle if you're gonna getting all cut up and bruised and eaten by whatever the heck that thing is over there?
Well, let's gather the others. Real okay.
And as you turn, who is the next person that you see, Stormhand?
Dionyse, since I last healed her.
So, Kipser, tell us about Dionyse and how she is handling her current circumstances.
Galahop, it's all right. He's all fine. He helped me out a little. And Dionyse has sort of was leaning on the magical trident that she had, kind of looking at it after a trial. And she'll kind of look towards the outside of the cave where Absu is. She's kind of wearing brightly yellows and striped shirts, a little bit tattered and worn. And she starts heading out towards the mouth of the cave. And her goal is to give Absu the magical trident.
Okay. Absu, you see Dionyse coming towards you. So Ashley, tell us about Absu and how you interact with Dionyse.
Absu is in good health. She's a little gross now because she did do some healing on Clara. So she had ripped up her robe to make some patchwork, dressings that she didn't have previously. And she just kind of looks at you and sees that you're disgusting and from the vomit, and she rips off some more of her shirt. And she starts to help clean your face and get it out of your eyes.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
It's gross. This is how you get infection. You get sick. You will die.
Well, I do feel a little. But here, I want you to have this because I don't think I'm quite strong, so I think you're better for it. And she'll pet the trident, and it is covered in vomit, just FYI.
Absu starts immediately cleaning it.
Oh, for now, I think it will be better in your hands.
Oh, okay. Absu will use.
And then the camera pans over and we see Clara. Melissa, tell us about Clara and how she is feeling, having been the most beaten down of the crew.
So Clara's feeling better than she had been because Absu did bring her back from the brink of dying. So Clara has kind of these kind of olive and red kind of merchant clothes that are faded. And she's looking around for her hat. She has this sort of very old beat up hat that's sort of always on her head and doesn't really go with the rest of the outfit, but it had gotten knocked off in kind of this whole, melee. So she kind of, does the, kind of knock the hat on her knee, get all of the gook off of it and, kind of put it back on her head. She goes out she's very much hobbling on one foot, goes out to the cart, pets Fritz the donkey on the way out to the cart, goes rummaging in the cart for some field rations, because clearly the thing that will help her feel better is to have a snack.
Fantastic. So we see Clara hobbling out to the cart. She sits back. Her fur, her cat fur, is covered in goo, but she's found a moment of respite in a meal. Now, it's you guys have been away from Sandro now for about a shift. It's between traveling here, dealing with the Wendigo, doing some healing, and coming out. You're tired, but you're not exhausted. There's no requirement to sleep yet. What would you like to do, considering how some of you are a little beaten, some are disheartened, some are angry, some are sickly?
I think we're all going to gather our breaths and take a stretch rest.
Okay,
Yes.
So you're going to hunker down for about 15 minutes to catch your breath. Go ahead, then everybody gets a decent. Now, is Absu who is fully healthy? Are you going to try to help one of your friends?
Yes, Absu will continue to work on Clara.
Okay, so Absu, go ahead and give me a healing check first.
Okie dokie.
And Dionyse would like to sing Stormhand a song before they start the rest as well.
Ooh, I got a dragon, a 1.
Nice. So make sure you put a check mark next to your healing skill. And okay. So
Want to roll 2d6, Ashley? See how much health I get back?
If you want me to be the one, sure.
Yeah, you're healing.
I don't want to look now.
Yay!
Six.
Six.
I'm sorry.
I am fully healed back. Thank you. Would you like some of this as well? And she kind of offers a ration in your direction.
No, thank you. And she pulls out the candy apple that she was given earlier, and she starts eating that as she walks away.
And Claire's looking at her field ration and looking at your candy apple and looking at her field ration and doesn't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, so to speak, with the healing. But yours tastes much better than hers.
Do you do anything to try to get the candied apple?
No, I
Okay.
should, given my weakness, but I did just get healed from Absu.
You could
so...
try to persuade me. I'm not mean to my friends.
You won't let me sing at you.
I think
with
she
love.
stuffed her mouth full of this, like, whatever was in the ration, and so she just sort of like looks at them.
I just got this picture of a Garfield cartoon with just giant cheeks
Yeah,
out to
big
here.
chipmunk cheeks.
That's all. It makes me smile. All right,
Thank you.
Dionyse, sing your song to Stormhand.
Oh, so Dionyse, having given up goods, which is hard for her, goes back towards where Galahad is. Mother henning, I think, is the best term for it. Yes, mother henning. Also, you're muted if you're trying to respond.
No, I was
Okay.
just like, you
Oh,
don't know my
good, okay.
name, apparently. It's Galahad.
Galahad.
I don't know who that guy is. Like,
Somebody
like,
didn't change it in Zoom to make it easy for me.
never heard of that. Might
Update
be.
your Zoom name.
Somebody didn't change it in Zoom to make it easy for me.
Okay.
Galahad. Galahad.
And Storm. All right, Galahad. And she will sing about the battle and how they did, how Stormhand was able to turn the tides, in her opinion, more than anyone else. And that should remove the disheartened effect. It cost me 3 willpower. I'll roll a perform just to see how good it is.
Yes, please. That's what I was going to ask for.
Not a problem. It works regardless, but but there's perform. Oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So you all hear this amazing song, this recounting of your battle, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's so well done. It invokes the feelings that you were feeling from just a moment ago, but with greater emphasis on the heroics. And Stormhand, you're feeling less disheartened here.
It's lovely, Dionyse. The reverb in this cave really brings it to life.
I felt you could do with a little bit of cheer, so I hope that it brings you some and you can hold it in your heart a little more.
I feel better.
So as you're relaxing and resting around here for the next 15 minutes, go ahead, Galahad and Dionyse and Stormhand, give me your D6 healing roll to see how many hit points you get back.
I got 4 back.
Got 5, but I didn't need that much.
I'm full health already.
Okay. And then everyone roll a D6 to get willpower back.
Got the max 6.
Nice.
Got a 3.
Oh, you needed more than that.
I did.
I got to 5.
All right. And then each of you who still has any conditions, you can choose one condition to heal.
Nice. I'm free of conditions now.
So you're starting to feel a little bit better. You've managed to take the 15 minutes to rest up a little bit, clean some of the horrific vomit off of your bodies, roll around in the grass to get it cleared off. You've hooked the 2 horses that you brought with you up to the wagon so that they can pull the wagon. You've got the other horse that you can tie to the back or somebody can ride. And then, of course, you've got your cart with what was the donkey's name? Felix?
Fritz.
Fritz. Fritz hooked up. So who is going to be driving the wagon and who is driving the cart? And which is first, the cart or the wagon?
I can do the wagon since I was riding the horses before.
Sue will join you on wagon.
Oh, we can sing songs together.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll
I'm
be in the
glad.
wagon.
So Dionyse, Absu, and Stormhand in the wagon, Clara driving her cart, and Galahop on the spare horse.
Yeah, up in front, just making sure there's no dangers coming our way. Just keeping my eyes peeled. Like literally, I got
So-
little clothespins making sure they're up in my forehead so I can see everything. And since I got eyes on both sides of my head, nothing's gonna sneak up on me. Unless it's straight ahead, then I'm in trouble.
Game over then. So we've got Galahop on the horse in front. Is the wagon or the cart next?
I would say the cart is bringing up the rear.
Okay, then the wagon will go second.
Okay. And are you just following the road back?
Yes.
Okay. So there's no need to take any kind of survival roll, bushcraft rolls. Then, if you're just going to take the road back. So
Initially, as long as we don't see any like strange things on the road that might, be alarming.
I understand that, because who would ever put anything alarming on the old road?
A nice
don't like
person
how
wouldn't
you
do
said that.
For sure.
I know, it's ominous, isn't it? It's almost as if something might happen on the old road.
Yeah, a little bit.
Can everybody see the new screen, the new map?
Yes.
Okay.
Good to
So you're traveling. You've been traveling now for probably about 6 hours. So you're another shift into the day. You figure Sandro can't be much more than 4 or 5 hours ahead of you, because you're making better time than Sandro makes while he walks, even though he's a ginormous tortoise. You're making better time. But as you come around a bend in the road, you see in the middle of the road a man at a distance on a black warhorse with a crossbow in his hands. And you see a chain across the road attached to either side, it looks like to trees, at about chest high on a horse. Oh, friends!
Hey, how you doing? You seem to be in our way. Would you mind stepping off to the side a bit really fast? Here, we'll get out of your way too.
Well, I've got to say, we're in a bit of a predicament here. You see, I think that you probably need guards. I think you need some help moving the star metal back, because, a lot of people heard about what you were doing for the blacksmith hammer. And I'm going to be honest with you. Well done on the troll or whatever that was in the cave. Me and the boys took bets. We did not think there was any way you were walking out of that. We figured we'd go into the cave, mop up whatever was remaining, and then head over to Outskirt with this wagon. But seeing how you did so much better than we were expecting, I was thinking perhaps we cut a deal.
Yeah,
We
you get
protect
out of-
you. No. That's not. We protect you as you go to Sandro for, let's say, 25% of the cut. I mean, Hammer's not going to be thrilled with it, but he's not going to be, furious over a few missing star metal ingots.
Yeah.
Dice will look over at Galahop. It may be a better deal, Galahop, do you think? They move out of our way and we don't kill them? Or do you have a different idea?
Oh, yeah, okay. Hey, counter offer. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name, by the way.
I'm Bosco.
Bosco. Okay, excellent. So, it's really impressive, your level of confidence that you're gonna come after a bunch of folk who just mowed down, whatever that thing was, and then try to, muscle us. I have the deepest respect for that kind of confidence. But I've been led by my friends, I guess. I have to negotiate a new deal. So the deal is we're going to let you go free, Bosco. And I'm not going to break your face with my big fist.
It's a good deal.
The counter offer. Just a counter offer. You know, I'm open for negotiation.
I gotta say, I mean, I respect where you're coming from as well. That's a hell of a strong negotiating point you're bringing on board there. My counter to that is, you know, you guys, you got pretty beat up by that thing. I don't think any of you are feeling 100%. And, you know, you don't know how many guys I got out here with me. So it may be a little more in my favor than you think.
That's a fantastic point, Bosco. But here's what I'm gonna say. You're right. I don't know how many people you got. But what I do know is that when I plunge my fist into your chest and I rip your beating heart out and I hand it to my friend back here, I'm gonna give the offer I just gave you to the rest of them. And then we'll see if one of them wants to negotiate. Right?
I'll give your heart to my god.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, and who knows? Whoever takes over for me, they may be much more willing to listen to what you've got to say. So I suppose at this point, we're just going to have to call negotiations closed and get down to business.
Yeah. I suppose that's sort of... I was gonna say because Galahap's gonna try to leap off his horse in the direction of this guy and close the distance.
So you are you're a full turn away from them. So you could do a dash and get up to this guy's horse, but it would take you that long to get there.
Okay.
And you're going to, as players, you're going to know how many people are out here in a second because we're going to roll initiative. But go ahead. What was the question?
Okay, so how far away are they?
You're like if you were like thinking distances, it's like long distance. So you would have to. I mean, on the horse, you could gallop up and still get your action, but you'd be fighting from horseback. And since it's not a combat trained mount, that would be difficult. But if you jump off the horse, it would take you 2 move actions to get to where he's at.
Okay.
Because it would be the leaping ability, like the leaping 10.
It's still because it's just you can leap your movement, but it would still take you the full.
Okay. Yeah, so like I guess he'll just like sort of casually just start like moving the horse up. Listen, I don't know.
So, he's going to shoot at you, or we could just go into initiative.
I think he needs to roll initiative first, because I don't think that's fair.
So drop into the combat tracker, guys, and...
All right, I can add everybody.
Who all of us has range stuff?
We will after we take their crossbows.
Clara doesn't.
I don't.
Clara's just got a knife.
I usually
There we
fight from
go.
range as a spellcaster.
Okay, so at the start, who is driving the wagon? That's Dionys. You hear off from a corner a twing sound. The sound, very descriptive sound of a crossbow being fired.
Well, here we go.
Let me...
And can I use my reaction to, I guess, dodge the arrow?
You can use your action to dodge, but then you will not have an action this turn.
Yes. I'm fine with that. Okay.
The weapon readying that's been going on while Galahop has been chatting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's not the sound of a crossbow, it's the sound of an arrow being fired.
Fair enough. Would that just be the evade or?
It is evade, yes.
Okay, yeah. I was looking for legitimate dodge. Here we go. Ooh, ouch. That is exactly on it.
Okay, he got a 2, so he wins. And you take 8 points of damage minus your armor.
No armor.
All right.
Ouch.
You did see where the arrow came from, though. He's up in these rocks. But because he's elevated and in the rocks, he has a bit of cover. So trying to attack him from range will be with a bane.
Lovely.
All right, the next bandit. Can't believe 2 bandits. Is going to target Galahop, because that makes sense with his bow. And when he stands up to fire, you see him up in the rocks as well. Are you just going to take it? I'm assuming with your tank it with your
armor. Yeah. I'm going to take it.
Succeeds and just pings off your shield. The arrow just comes in and
you guys hear that? Like, did you hear something? What was that?
It was I could barely.
Sounded like the dying pleas of a foolish man who didn't take a good deal. That's what it sounded like to me.
It still hurts a little.
Bosco's going, no, you got a good point. That was a terrible shot. I've got to recruit better archers. Dynas, you took your turn to evade.
Yes.
Bringing us to Clara.
Okay, so Clara is still 14 days with half movement. So her movement is currently 6. So I am thinking...
And this is not quite to scale. So it would take you 4 movements. It would take you 2 full turns to get to the Bosco. It would take 2 full turns plus your movement action to get to either one of the bandits who are visible.
Can I instead... This may be a waste of a turn, but can I look behind me? Because I want to see if someone else is bringing up our flank that might be a little bit closer.
Sure. I'll give that to you for free. You don't even need to roll. As you turn around and you look behind you in your cart, you don't see anybody. You just see the wide open cart path that you guys have been coming up for the last several hours. There's nothing obstructing the road, and there's nobody behind you that you can see.
Okay. So then what I will do then, assuming that we now kind of see the battlefield for what it is, she will see if she can move herself with her 6 movement. Would she be able to try to get some cover in this bush that is to the left of the road?
Absolutely.
Okay. So that is what she would like to do, is kind of move herself in there a little bit to the west of the road. There's some brush, so that they're going to have to kind of reposition themselves to get a better shot.
Is there anything else you want to do, or?
I've got a knife and a donkey. So, there is not really a whole lot that she can do. You know what? This is probably going to hurt me, but I'm going to come over here and I'm going to try setting this bush on fire because I've got lamp oil, and I'm going to see what that can do to help this situation.
No, I like it. So I'll say you move over to the bush, you're able to get your lamp oil out, get it struck, And the beginning of your next round, you can light the bush on fire.
Okay.
Bringing us to Stormhand.
It was a nice sunny day, but brought the wrath of storm. Stormhand. As I point towards the sky and then towards Bosco, bringing down lightning towards him.
I like it. So talk to us about lightning.
I cut on a flash lightning. If I cast, the target takes 2d6. And then it continues into another target within 2 meters.
Okay.
So I'll do it at a power 2.
All right.
No. Actually failed the roll. I'll go ahead and take a condition.
Okay, what are you going to take? And why does it make sense, the condition you're taking?
I do angry because I'm mad right now.
Makes sense.
Lightning's not answering my call, so I'm forced it to come. And it listens.
All right, roll
Got a
some
4.
damage.
Damage is 11.
11.
Nice.
So you see it surge through him, and you see now. Does it bypass armor? I can't remember if because of the metal armor or not.
Let's see. Metal armor has no effect, but the spell can be dodged or parried as a range attack.
Okay, so he does not dodge or parry. He just takes it. Takes the 11 points of damage. He looks a little sizzled, but he's still smiling. And then how much damage goes through to the next target?
2d4 damage.
Okay, go ahead and roll 2d4 because it would go through to his horse.
Horse takes 4.
Okay. So you hear the horse whinny and buck a little bit, but he appears to be a pretty good rider because he manages to control it. But you've effectively hurt the boss, and he no longer, he's smiling and chuckling a little bit, but you see a hardness come into his eyes. And an absolute desire to see Stormhand probably die. Bringing us up to the third and final bandit, who does in fact fire his short bow at the wizard because, well, wizards are scared. And when he comes up, you see him up on these rocks to the direct east almost. He misses. So the shot, maybe he's just a little scared. He's nervous. He didn't realize that there was a sorcerer amongst you. And he's never seen perhaps his boss get hurt. So the arrow flies wide and misses, bringing us to Galahop.
Aaron, can you refresh my memory with the stone gauntlet? It has enchanted on it. What was I spending willpower to boost the damage? What was that again?
That's Iron Fist, I believe.
Yeah,
It's the same as the ability named. Iron Fist. Yeah. Spend one willpower, and the damage to the armed attack increases by 1d6.
Okay. All right. And you said they're two of my movements away?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to spend my movement action to move halfway there. Then I'm going to activate my leaping ability and leap and attack him. Because activating my leaping ability lets me move my movement, and it can end in an attack.
Yep.
So I'm going to trot up halfway, and then I'm going to leap, and I'm going to attack him, is what I'm going to do. I'm like, I warned you. I warned you, gay. I warned you. It's going to really hurt you in a second. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. And I realize I've been nerfing myself, actually. I should be doing more damage than I actually am.
Oh, you didn't have your strength damage?
Yeah, I wasn't rolling my damage, my strength damage modifier. So that's a 6 to hit.
6 is a hit.
Okay. So, and then I'll burn the willpower. So that's a D10. And you said it's an extra D6?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to burn the willpower for an extra D6. All right. Well, that's a 5 and a 6. That's 11. That's 15 points of damage.
Nice.
Sweet.
So some of that you see get absorbed by his chainmail.
Sure.
And he's looking pretty rough now.
We
Spits
negotiate.
blood out the side. And then you just sort of see a madness comes into his eyes.
That's a shame. Poor guy.
As he activates Berserker and swings this huge hammer down at you.
Didn't you say he had a crossbow when we were discussing it, and you said he was going to fire
Drops a
at
crossbow. Drops a
Okay.
crossbow.
Okay.
Pulls doesn't take a move action. Pulls his warhammer out and attacks. From horseback. Probably not going to do much to you, though.
All right.
11, so maybe 1.
That's
Okay,
going
I'm
to...
trying
No, it's going to do
to-
damage. It's going to do 3.
So you feel this hammer come down. It smacks into your armor. It's more about it denting your armor and maybe pushing against your chest and your ribs than actual any kind of significant damage. And now you see him look a little nervous. I mean, there's still the madness in his eyes, but he was expecting to drop you with one blow, and that did not happen. Absu, you're up.
Sue would like to spend a point of willpower to fly and dive down with the trident and try to spear one of these archers.
So you are so you can fly up, but it will take you an entire movement to get to one of them. So your entire turn to get to any one of these on the west side, and it would take more than a turn to get to the one on the east side.
Okay. So Absu will take flight.
Mhm.
Perhaps and does this horrific screech to try and make them nervous and maybe scare them away. And she'll fly towards a tree to take cover, and then she's gonna hang out there and be ready to just dive bomb one of them.
Okay. So you fly into the canopy of one of these trees,
Mhm.
screeching, and then you hunker down so you've got some cover.
Yes.
And that takes us to the end of the round. And we will reset initiative.
Oh, baby. The chosen one's going first. Oh, wait, no, it's not.
We
That's not
got
true.
You guys didn't roll. You guys have to roll still.
Yeah, there's a draw. There's a draw all button you can do. Okay, there we go.
All right.
Oh,
Why am I? I'm always at the bottom.
So the bandit, seeing his boss getting shellacked, is going to try, not really realizing how impenetrable Galahop's armor is. But I think he would legitimately try to save his boss. So he is going to fire. I'm assuming you are not going to worry about it, trying to dodge this.
Nah, not really.
So it fires down from this rocky formation, hits, and does not penetrate your armor.
Yeah. I think that guy's gonna listen to me in a second when I rip you out.
He might. And it does bring us around to Galahop.
Okay, so Galahop's right next to this guy. So he is going to do what Galahop knows best, and he is going to, he's going to try to hurt this guy. Let me just make sure I spent my willpower from last round properly. So I spent 3 for leaping and 1 for activating the thing. All right, so I'm going to attack with the fist, and I tried to negotiate. Negotiate.
by the way,
We're
you've
about
got,
to
you've got
close.
Bane. You've got Bane on this attack because he's on horseback. I didn't give it to you when you were leaping in because I kind of envisioned the downward swipe.
Can I just leap on the horse with him?
Give me an acrobatics check to land.
Can I use my leap ability to leap on him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
yeah. Why not? I don't see any reason why not. You've got the willpower to spend.
Okay, so I'm gonna leap on top of him, which means I'll have actually a boon, which I forgot to roll last time. As I leap up on top of him, as I try to just finish him off now. Okay, so I'm in the back. It's a really nice horse. Thank you. 6 again. So another 6.
Nice.
And I will burn my last willpower to do extra damage and make sure he's extra dead. And all right, that's a 9 on the 10. That's a 3. That's 12 plus 2. That's 14 points of damage.
14 minus his armor. He's still up, but he looks really bad now. Really
Anytime
bad.
you want to renegotiate, you just say so, pal.
Unfortunately, he did activate Berserker, which doesn't allow him to stop until he's dropped to 0 hit points or kills everybody because he's not real bright. He let his anger get the better of him. Bringing us around to Stormhand.
Okay, I've done a lightning strike again, so I'll keep the storm running. Another lightning flash down towards him at a power
Remember,
level 1.
the Galahop is right there too.
Yeah, it's a random, so it'll be between his horse or Yellowhop.
Mhm.
I'll cast away
Sacrifice
anyways.
Stormhand's willing to make.
Oh no.
Gallop's more than happy to take a little tickle from Stormhand.
Oh yeah.
I rolled an 8.
Yeah.
Damage is 4.
4. Okay. And then roll a d6. 1 to 3 Galahop, 4 to 6 the horse.
A 6, so the horse takes 2d4. 5 damage is up.
Oh gosh. There's more to the horse.
If you'd done that much to him, he'd have been down. But which kind of gives you an indication of where he's at the moment. But it is his turn. And so again, and this is just frothing at the mouth now. Blood is oozing out of his ears and his nose. One of his eyes is almost completely swollen shut. He's missing teeth, but he's swinging this giant warhammer down at Galahop.
It was like behind him, like riding, like, hey, where we going, pal?
This is a nice horse you got here.
$14 minus your
it's
armor.
gonna do 6 points of damage.
Ow, that's more than a tickle.
Nah, it's all right. It's all right. Listen, man, you are the toughest highway bandit in the history of highway bandits. You should find yourself a dungeon, like in the advanced section of Misty Vale, and you should hide.
Bosco the bandit. Yeah, Bosco the bandit chief is he's a one-man fighting force. That is for sure. Dionyse.
Well,
You're up.
I'm going to keep the horses calm, so I'm going to stay here. I think only Stormhand is still in the wagon with me right now. So I'm going to try to use my move action to bring the horses in the wagon to a sort of a less vulnerable place. More in the bushes.
Okay, give me a ride roll.
Sure, let me just...
The opposite direction of the bushes that are about to be on fire, right?
Yeah, not the fire bushes. Yeah. Also, I do have Bane on agility because of my effect from the Wendigo. So I'm just gonna. Oh, shoot.
Wow.
That is 2 3s, so don't worry about it.
So you managed to pull the cart off into the bushes and give yourselves a little bit of cover.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing us to the next bandit, who is going to target Stormhand because...
Who might be in better cover now because he's on the wagon.
Yep. He gets a Bane with it. So it cancels out his boon. So it's just a straight.
You're welcome.
Nice.
And he misses. So the bandit shoots again and misses, gets fouled up in the brush, and is unable to connect with Stormhand. Bring us around to Clara.
So Clara's going to do what she was doing before. She's got her flint and tinder and her lamp oil that she's going to set this bush on fire.
So the bush and the trees start to catch fire. Smoke starts to billow up. So you probably have effectively obscured some of the vision of these bandits. You may have also started a force fire. We'll just see how that goes. Absu, you're up. Unless you wanted to take a movement action, Clara, or...
Not really. She's hobbled, so she's kind of taking the cover here. And I mean, she's got her knife out, obviously, if anyone's dumb enough to come join her by the
Wait,
fire
did you
bush.
just light the... So you're staying next to the fire bush.
I mean, I'm not going to catch fire.
Okay.
I like how you said that.
This is Absu's concern.
Nothing worse than seeing a cat lit on fire. I mean, that has got to be horrible. So we're going to avoid that regardless.
Going to avoid that, yes.
But Absu, you're up. You're in the canopy of one of these trees. Hopefully not the one on fire. What would you like to do?
I would like to dive bomb and stab with the trident.
All right. Which one are you targeting?
I believe I flew up near Clara and then kind of chilled out over here.
Mhm.
So probably
Yeah,
the
so-
closest one. Yeah.
Okay, this guy right here?
No, we'll do this guy if I could hit him.
Yeah, you can.
We're talking
You can from where you're at.
west and southwest and northwest for people who can't zoom up.
Ah, yes.
Directions and Shmela.
Yes. The northwest bandit up on the rocks.
Yeah. Okay. So this is spear, not
Yep.
staff. So okay.
Spear.
Fingers crossed, because my spears are only 8.
You'll
You
be
got
fine.
this.
All I gotta do is roll a 1. Like I
That's
freaking
what
said,
you do.
all you gotta do is roll a 1.
So make sure you put a check mark there. It's 2 dragons tonight.
That's
All right.
awesome.
Wow.
And yeah, roll damage.
What is
So it's-
damage for this?
You roll the damage dice twice for the weapon.
Okay. So this one's 8 skill, 13 strength, so 2d8. Okay.
So roll 48.
Oh, okay, I just clicked the thing. Let me do it.
Okay. We'll just double it.
Okay, yeah.
You rolled it there. Okay. So
Or I guess remove.
the 2d8 was
4.
11, so 22 plus 3, 20. So describe what it looks like. I mean, when you literally destroy this poor bandit. He's just trying to feed his kids.
You don't
Oh
really...
yeah, sure.
Yeah. You guys just hear the horrific screech of Absu, and then you see a flash and you hear this gross sweat thunk as the trident like kind of hooks into this person's chest cavity. Absu lifts them up and with her last bit of movement just kind of drops them on the ground in front of Galahop and the boss and just remains in the sky looking at the next archer, and she's ready to go.
Terrifying and wonderful. Bringing us to the last bandit who's there, who just saw his brother get horribly killed by by a flying cat.
I told you it was a family affair. It's like it's a family business.
So he is going to target Absu because she just killed his brother.
right.
Daryl, and Bosco.
Hell yeah. I get that reference.
The silence
you're
suggests
flying, you no longer-
others did not.
Hey, if you don't know Newhart, you're missing.
Damn right. Oh no. It's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate.
Teach ends.
I'll take it.
So yeah, this arrow kind of just skitters across your shoulder because you're flying, and he doesn't aim it very well, so you get a scratch basically. And then you see the look of terror on his face, but he has not run yet because his boss is not dead yet. But that's probably going to change here real fast, and that's the end of the turn. So we will reset. I will.
There's a draw all button you can always pick too.
There we go.
Hey Dionyse or Clara, can one of you switch with me so I can go before he goes?
Oh yeah, you can take mine.
Yeah, or either one.
I'm
just hanging out.
I just
I'm just hanging out behind the.
No, take my initiative.
Fire
I'm too far away to do anything right now.
Yeah, okay. All right. So yeah, so Dionysus and Galop will switch initiatives.
Done.
Okay. Like, listen, man, you were really strong, man. Like, I feel like in another life, like, we could have been friends and such. We could have, like, protected, like, the god incarnate and everything. But, like, I gotta, like, rupture your spleen now, so... And I'm gonna punch him.
You see the just terror in his eyes, the rage and fear, and knowing that.
Here we go. I don't want to kill. I'm just saying, I kind of got to. Okay, that's an 8 this time. I'm rolling good. All right, that's a hit.
So how do you kill him? I mean, you only had 1 hit point left. So describe the horror.
So I like to think that I'm on the back of the horse and he's in the front of the horse, right? Like, so like I'm like, I got my shield up on one side. I'm like just kidney punching, just rapid kidney punching him left and right, and he's swinging the crazy warhammer. And so I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, Bella. And then I'm just gonna, like, as hard as I can, I'm gonna swing like right into his back, get underneath his armor, and just like push through. And the rest of you who can see him but can't necessarily see me, you just see like a come out of his chest. There's a scene in Excalibur. At the very end of Excalibur, I always remember this as a kid. With the spear goes through it, and you see the chunk of meat just fall out. It's a little like that, and then falls to the ground. I'm like, okay, easy, horsey. We can still be friends.
The funny thing is the second he dies, the horse shrinks, and you fall to the ground, and you're looking at it. Looks like a chess piece size black horse.
Oh, okay. And then he'll just sort of call out flavor. What? Hey, listen, anybody want to renegotiate, man? That's 2 of you down. Like, it's the offer's still on the table. You know, we're not villains.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh God.
With a double boon.
Oh really? Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, no, they're terrified. Are you kidding?
Right. It's good because I only have a 10 in persuasion. All right, so the first 2, well. That's a 17 and a 16. So the third one's a 3. Okay, so I got it on the third.
Ooh.
So the 2 remaining bandits, you just hear them go, "Hey man, we're gone!" And you see them scuttle off behind the rocks they were on, and you can hear in the distance the sounds of running feet and crying as they flee the area. And combat is over.
Yeah. Everybody, I got a spleen. Look at it.
Oh, very good. Very good.
This is like a toy horse here, if anybody wants a toy horse. I don't know how he made it all big like, so Stormhand, you might know because you're smart like that. Maybe there's some sort of, magical thing to make it big.
Yeah, let me take a look.
Yeah, no problem. And he picks it up and then he kind of collapses. Whew, I'm kind of tired. I gotta be honest with you. I'm a little winded. as he hands it over and just kind of leans on Stormhand a little bit. You just hold still for a second. I need to catch my breath. It kind of hurts. Oh, don't tell no one. Oh.
Do you use like all your willpower?
I used all my willpower, and he hurt. Like, he genuinely hurt. He did like basically half my health, basically. In damage.
Gosh.
Yeah. So he did like about half, a little bit more than half actually, and all my willpower. So he was tough.
He was a hard hitter, old Bosco.
Poor guy.
Sad to see him go.
Guy
At least
just couldn't-
Daryl and Daryl now might find a better way to live. You know.
You just can't be controlled by your anger, and I think that's really what it was with that guy. He just was really angry.
If he had not activated Berserker, he probably would have accepted terms before that last hit. But he did. He made the mistake.
Hey,
Before-
And
I
Claire's just
respect it.
standing next to a bush that's on fire. And she's like, as-
Yeah. Speaking of that is starting to grow.
I'm going to move the wagon up.
And you have a pretty strong feeling, unless you guys take some kind of action, you're probably going to be responsible for burning down a fair amount of this area of the forest.
Should take action. Before Absu lands from her flight, is there any other immediate danger aside from this budding fire?
Give me an awareness check. With a boon, since you're flying.
Cool.
Clara turns around to Stormhand and Dionysus. I gave us cover. They couldn't see us through the smoke. And the fire.
Great. Dionysus is holding up their sleeping fur, ready to try to smother this fire.
You do not see anything that would be dangerous. However, to the west, on the other sides of these rocks, up in the foothills, there's kind of like a small little path that goes up to a small little like saddle between these peaks, and you see what looks like probably a small village of goat herders nestled up there.
Okay. Yeah.
Clara
then
sees. Oh, go ahead.
Absu would just land and immediately also start trying to like smother this with like dirt or whatever we can get our hands on.
Excellent.
Digging
Thank
a trench
you.
around the fire perhaps would be best, I think, just so it can't spread on the ground.
Well, it's up in the canopy now, so I mean it could jump
okay.
to trees and the like. So it's basically turned this into a big bonfire. So, however, what you can do is you guys can work together on it, and whoever wants to make the roll, it'll be a bushcraft roll, flat, because it's a big fire and you guys don't have a lot of water or anything, but a flat bushcraft roll. This is not going to be a failure situation. So you're going to succeed, but if your roll fails, everybody is going to take 1 to 3 hit point damage from smoke inhalation and superficial burns.
Okay. I think bushcraft is me. I have a 14.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like.
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like it.
Galahop will roll. He's laying on his back in the middle of the road, and he's just giving thumbs up every time someone says what they've done. Like, I got a lot of blood here. Would that help douse the fire?
We need a heal.
Okay, I'm coming.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm spurting out a little bit with you as well.
Yeah, we got plenty. Oh my
Oh
god,
my
Ashley.
Dragon.
Jesus.
And I'm
Third
not
dragon
rolling with
tonight.
my hands. This
Very
is
cool.
strictly.
We got evidence. You're good.
This is all foundry rolling. Ashley has rolled more ones tonight than I've
Ashley
rolled
just
in my entire life.
Hates our dear friends at Norse Foundry is what Ashley's doing.
Ouch, that's rough.
I just didn't have time to get my stuff out.
Well, make sure to
Well-
put a mark next to
The
bushcraft.
forest thanks you.
And since you got a critical, you're actually able to do it quickly, much faster than you thought. So describe how it is, what you guys do as a team to put this fire out.
Ashley doesn't know how to tackle fire in a correct way.
I think
But
Dionysus and Clara do both have the
smother, block the oxygen.
Sleeping furs that we can try to help with, and you're
Yeah.
directing
So maybe
us really
like
well.
Absu is flying up and getting the upper portions and
knocking
smothering them
Yeah.
down and knocking the fire down into the road where it can't burn, and the rest of you are chopping parts of burning wood away. And you're able to get it put out in about an hour, completely doused. And during that time, if Galahop is not actually participating in that, you could take a stretch rest and roll and sit and heal some willpower and hit points.
You all got this, right? I'm cool here for a second. I just gotta get. I just
Well,
gotta
we
go
could really
win.
do the hand.
No,
You
take
got
a
it.
nap.
We're good. We're good. We got this. We
Okay,
got
okay.
this. We got the fire.
Stormhand, you guys good? Do you need me? Do you need me?
You rest up, Galahop.
I can't feel everything inside my skin.
I'll
It's
take a
not.
look at you after I finish here.
That's
Alright.
I will
I'm just gonna-
Stormhand.
I'm just gonna lay here with this little tiny horsey. Come on, let's take a breather. So yeah, I'll take the stress rest because I'm in not great shape. Kick my ass. Oh goodness. All right. So yeah, I'll do a D6 for each. D6 health. That's a 5 again. D6 willpower. That is a 3 again. I rolled the exact same thing as last time.
Jeez.
So some time passes. You put the fire out. Now you guys are covered. Still in a little bit of Wendigo vomits. Now you've got some soot on you as well. And blood, of course, your own and others' blood. But you're alive. The Bosco, the bandit chief, is laying in the middle of the road.
I am
But
going
you
to
are-
check for loot from both the bodies.
Yeah, he had a really big hammer and like a nice crossbow and this little tiny horsey.
Well, you seem quite detached to the tiny horsey at this point.
Yeah, kind of.
So, when looking at his body, his chainmail shirt is absolutely destroyed. Galahop utterly destroyed it, and it was a well done. He has an open face helm. He's got a heavy crossbow, and he's got a heavy warhammer. And he's got a bracelet that's worth about 10 gold pieces.
Oh, yeah, I'll take that one.
What you got
Do
there?
you try to take
there's-
it on the slide or take it?
Oh, look, there's a giant sword over here. Do you want the sword, Clara?
Do I look like I'm gonna use a sword? I
Well,
already
you
have
have
a
the
knife.
cart.
I
If we
need
put
something.
Warhammer.
anything...
Warhammer.
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 That was our last game, Aaron. God. Sorry.
So, I mean, are you trying to stealthily pocket this, or are you just being out in the open about it?
I'm probably being kind of out in the open about it.
Okay, so you all see Dionysus pocket this really chunky gold bracelet. I mean, if this guy was a mafioso, he would fit in perfectly. But
It's very shiny. I like it.
Do you want to keep it, or I can
Yes.
try to haggle with someone to try to get you more gold for it if you would like?
We'll think about it. It's very shiny, so right now I just got to kind of stare at it for a little while. We'll talk later.
Maybe when you don't have so much throw up on you, it will shine better.
I mean, average party night.
Aaron,
Absu's
are
not
there
gonna-
sorry, are there requirements for like strength requirements or anything like that for some of these weapons?
absolutely, yeah. The warhammer,
Imagine if it's a heavy warhammer, probably pretty
Heavy.
high.
yeah, it's a heavy warhammer. So I can
Yes,
tell you. what
strength
the
is my
info is.
dumb stat, so I don't know.
You do have a cart we can put heavy things into and sell them later too if nobody can use it.
Yeah, the heavy warhammer is a two-handed grip. Strength requirement is 16,
Oh god.
but it's worth 20 gold.
Yeah, and some of us can use it, but we choose not to.
Two of us could use it.
And the,
Hell
the
yeah.
heavy crossbow has a strength requirement of 13.
Ugh,
Yep.
no.
The
However-
open helm.
However, it is worth 200 gold pieces
Oh,
Holy
to the right
Right.
buyer.
We retired.
Obviously, things are going in the wagon or the cart.
yeah,
Yes.
Clara, I believe in your abilities as a merchant.
Hey, Stormhand. Hey, man. Do you know
Still
this
hurting you,
little? I'm all right, man. I'm getting my second wind. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. That leg's supposed to turn that way. It's okay. So listen, this guy was on the horse, right? And then like you hit him with the lightning, and I hit him with the fist, and then suddenly he was dead. And then there's this tiny horse. Do you think this is like magical or something?
This is his horse. I'll take
Yeah.
it from him and use sense magic.
I like it.
Absolute, do you need a helm?
I wasn't. No, I don't really want a helm, but I am eyeing the crossbow.
So sense magic.
100 gold pieces.
Okay.
I can see if it's affected by magic and just what kind.
Yeah, so it's definitely magical, and it's a transformative type of magic.
Just thinking, turning back into a horse. We figure out
Oh.
how.
You want it? Like, I'm not gonna figure it out. If anyone's gonna figure it out, it's gonna be you. You want to take it?
I'll pocket it.
Okay.
All right.
So just on your character sheet, make a note: black horse figurine or war horse figurine, something to that effect, until you
I'll-
figure out what it actually is.
I'll drag the item that I made on mine. It says tiny black horsey with an icon and everything. So I'll drop that on your sheet log.
Thing of beauty. Okay, so you're able to get back on the road. The other bandit, all he had was a very poorly made short bow and a rusty dagger. So the rest of his troops were obviously not high caliber bandits, but he was probably somebody of importance at one point. You could just tell him that by his arms, armament, and his fighting skills, he had probably been something other than a bandit chief at one point in his life.
We'll
So,
probably collect the broken down pieces, just even for like crafting scrap.
the broken chainmail and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
and the other weapons and
The
whatnot.
rusty short sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
Yep.
bad short bow.
Well, the chainmail you could probably make something of. The other bandit stuff is just garbage.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, just
it's
making sure.
not worth. I mean, if you wanted to make a fire out of it, but
I already did that.
yeah, exactly.
All right, so we'll just get the chainmail, the broken chainmail.
And then you load your wagon back up, the cart back up. Galahop, do you get back up on your horse?
Oh yeah, I know my job. Getting out in front, keeping the eyes peeled again, so we don't get ambushed. Right? So far, it's been okay. We've been doing a good job not getting ambushed.
Fantastic.
Because I saw them coming. We had like a conversation, so it does not count as an ambush. So I'm doing my job.
And the wagon rolls on. The day is getting later. It's getting later and later in the day. You can see in the distance clouds of dust, and you figure you've got to be getting relatively close to Sandra. What is it, Epsu?
Just so you guys know, I also saw like up kind of like a switchback. There's like a goat village. If we needed to take a break. Yeah. Just in case we wanted to put more time and space between us and Sandro, in case there's another ambush waiting.
Oh, it's okay.
Galahop.
Galahop.
I just had a question. Like when you said it's a goat village, do you mean it's like a giant goat on which there is a village like Sando?
No, it's not like.
Or-
It's
Good
more
question.
so. They're like.
Because I
herds.
feel like it's a reasonable question consider the context of where we've been recently.
Yeah.
That I would love to see it, but that's not. It's on
At
the
a village of
ground.
goat people, like I am cat
Ooh.
person. Are they goat
No.
people?
They're
Oh, we had like 3 options then. Yeah, there's like 3.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're herding goats.
Oh, like you were trying to hurt us?
They are ghosts that are designed for standing around and herding.
I'm going to leave.
Are you going to the goat village?
No, she just keeps going forward. She just she's in the wagon with Diane, so she just moves to the back with Stormhand.
So we put the goat herders village in the rear view, and as you're approaching the end of the wagon train of followers, of camp followers who follow behind Sandra, you see a large black caravan. I mean, it's 6-7 times larger than any other caravan. It's got heavy reinforced wheels that are taller than a man standing. And it's being pulled by animals you've never quite seen anything like it before. They're gray skinned and they've got very thick legs and floppy ears and a long nose coming out of it, and great spikes coming out of their teeth or out of their mouth. And as you're approaching the caravan, this black caravan stops. And you see a familiar figure coming out, surrounded by others dressed in long gray cloaks. And you see the familiar appearance of Celine, who is the leader of the Sisters of the Gallows of the House of the Corpse Roses. And she gets out of the caravan. They're not blocking the road, but they're standing to the side of the road, and she's sort of has her hand out as if to say, "Stop, please."
This is Sister Celine that Dionysus were telling you about.
Yeah. Hello, welcome again. Hello.
So good to see you both again, and all of your other friends. It's quite miraculous. I see that you've successfully completed the blacksmith's little job for you. Well done. Well done. It looks like you've had a rough go of it, though.
Yes, they got hurt a lot. There was a Wendigo.
Oh, Wendigo. Those are quite rare. Interesting
size.
magics are required to bring a Wendigo about. It's fascinating.
We found that hitting it a lot still killed it.
Indeed, that you'll find often works for many things. Not everything, but many things.
Galahop, what can you hit that doesn't die?
Like stuff that's already dead, you know? I can't kill it a second time. Or like a rock. Like I can hit a rock, you know?
Yeah.
Like over and over and it ain't gonna die. Yeah. It's just gonna propagate and make like more tiny rocks.
She just has this bemused look on her face, and she's like, Absu.
Yes.
That's probably
Sister Celine.
Rude.
Your friends are interesting, yet distracting, but to be honest, I stopped because I wanted to speak with you about what we had spoken about before. Do you recall how I told you that my order came about to ensure that neither demons or dragons ever gained enough power in this world again to control the lives of the living or the dead?
Yes, I do. I do recall.
And we had offered work for you and your friends to help us ensure that such a thing would never come to pass. Is that still something you might be interested in?
Yes, we do wish to hear what you need assistance with.
Well, as it happens, you have inadvertently already bought one of the pieces of the puzzle with you. You see, we greatly fear here within the Misty Vale the return of the sword of Durman. But we felt that it was unlikely to be found easily, but a dedicated troop of perhaps demon worshippers or dragon lovers might find the pieces of the key and reunite it. And I've heard that you actually already have one of the pieces. We would be very interested in opening negotiations with you for the purchase of that part of your key, and then we would pay you to recover the other 3 parts so we could keep it and the sword out of the hands of anyone who might use it to waken the dragons or demons again. Would that be something that would interest you?
You're so selfless. That's amazing.
Well,
exactly
we must
informed-
protect. Well, I've got ears and eyes all throughout Sandro and the wagon train. There's very little that happens that doesn't get brought to my attention.
I see. Well, we are in agreement that it is important that the keys are put within good hands. But my goal is the destruction of the demons that have destroyed my world.
Ah, dear, I understand that it's laudable. It's laudable, but imagine if you take this sword, if you claim this sword and you take it to strike down the demons. Well, perhaps you just enrage their followers and they call more demons up. And instead of a single crusade, a plague of demons falls upon the Misty Vale, and every innocent within it is killed. For your lust for the death of these demons, can you ever kill them all? That would be the question I would ask.
Well, we would need to form an order, but once the demons are here, they are here to stay. And they will continue to come in droves upon droves until this planet is nothing but a burnt husk.
Well, that's, my dear, is my exact point. The demons have been put down and imprisoned. The dragons are asleep. We're trying to make sure that they're never brought back to this world. And we fear that the unearthing of this sword may be a catalyst that starts the war again. Since it was used by the greatest general of the Dragon Knights to defeat the demons. The demons see it as a bane against their kind, and the Dragon Riders see it as the symbol of hope. Either side would spend a great deal of power and energy to claim it for themselves. We simply seek to make sure that it is never found again by keeping the parts of the key locked away from prying eyes.
Allow me to think on this, because you do make good points.
Well, I could ask no more of you, dear. We're always here, and if you decide to take us up on our offer, you will find that we are wealthy patrons, and we will pay well for what you have and what you would find for us.
You guys keep track of other demon activity?
We keep track of all demon activity, demon cults, as well as the dragons and the dragon lovers. One may be good, one may be evil from a certain point of view, but both sides are equally destructive to those who live and die within the Vale.
We arrived here with Professor Oscar Diggs on the balloon, if you recall.
Yes, I recall, yes.
We found him after he had been attacked by demons. He said that they were cast upon him by an Ozymandias. Do you know of him?
We have heard of a sorcerer and demonologist but he moved outside of the Misty Vale. It appeared that he was going to come into the Vale for a time, but then he tracked around it and appears to be moving north with some great speed, I believe following along the path of that Professor Diggs and his balloon, somewhere over the rainbow.
Understood. Okay.
But thank you for the information. We will keep our eyes open for him. Demonologists must be rooted out and destroyed. They are a great risk to my order.
On that we greatly agree. Well, we shall not keep you. I will think on this and we will reach out to you soon with our decision.
Excellent. Anybody who wants can like make an awareness check or something, or if you want, or spot hidden, anything. If you want to glean any kind of other information from this scenario.
Yeah. I would like to. I am angry, but I would still like to. Well, a 3 and a 5. I am a pass.
Okay, you got a 3. What's your total? Because this is an opposed roll. So what?
It's 10 is my awareness.
So you beat it by 7.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry. I beat it by 5 because I have I'm angry right now. It's a bane.
That's the dice, Ashley.
All right. And she beat. Okay, so her bluff was better. Ashley, go ahead and put a mark because against spot
I got
hidden.
a 6 on awareness, by the way.
6 on awareness. Okay. So and she beat her bluff by 7. So what's the difference between your awareness and your scores? You got a 6. What is your score?
I got a 6. My awareness is 12.
12. Okay, so you beat it by 6. Okay, so neither one of you really pick up on anything too unusual. The one thing you will note that she's wearing a very heavy perfume, smells of lavender and flowers, but underneath it a little bit you get a little whiff of a little smell of decay. Maybe she just hasn't bathed today, but there's a little rancid undertone to her smell. And Absu, everything looks above board. You're captivated by Celine, and you don't see anything out of the ordinary. Anybody else want to look into anything else? Right? She goes, well, we look forward to seeing you soon then, Absu, and your friends as well. You're always welcome here within the House of the Corpse Rose. She gestures back at this huge caravan. Whenever we stop, feel free to visit, particularly if you want to come and discuss more in depth how we can protect the Misty Veil. And with that, she...
Yes, thank you. And just play.
And she slides back up into the caravan. You guys kind of fall into the wagon train for the rest of this shift. And then you see Sandro slow and stop. And then his shell settles down against the ground. You see his head slump down against the ground. His eyes close. And now he looks like this giant hill. And then you hear the cranks of the elevators in the back of the shell being lowered. And what would you like to do?
Well, let's bring everything up that we can.
Yeah, we're just going to take the stuff to Henry.
So to get the cart and the wagon up will be 2 gold pieces.
Okay.
And they go one at a time because the wagon is very heavy. It's a couple of Clydesdale horses, a lot of metal. The wagon goes up slowly. Elevator comes back down. The cart goes up, and you guys are all there on the path that's around the carnival, the exterior loop. But there's wagon paths that go directly through, so you can go past the carnival, past the bazaar, and then into the inner circle where all of the different establishments are. At this point, though, you guys are, not all of you, I should say, just Stormhand, Clara, Dionyse, and Galahop. You got a little scratch in the back of your throat. You feel a little feverish, a little achy, like your joints feel swollen. You definitely don't feel great, but you're still covered in vomit and soot and blood, so, that might have something to do with it. As you bring the wagon and cart into the center circle, where would you like to go first?
Should we just take it right away? to the blacksmith.
Yeah, someone might. Yeah, I mean, someone might try to steal it from us again, so we might as well just kind of get it done. Go take it.
And as you go ahead.
Don't want to lose our reward money.
Exactly.
So you drive the wagon around. As you get close to Hammer's blacksmith, you see he comes out. He hears the wagon. He hears the horses. He's got his big hammer in his hand. He's wearing this leather apron. He's covered in sweat. He's obviously been working in the forge. Well, all right there. Looks like I sent the right group to get this job done. You running into any trouble?
Yes.
The monster
Well,
in the
I'm
cave.
sorry to hear that.
It
A
was a lot
Wendigo.
of effort, so a little bit of extra would be a lot of great things.
You know, I hear what you're saying there, Miss Dionyse. I think we negotiated a fair price with the items that I gave you and the discounts, but if
Mhm.
so I'm not going to give you any additional money if that's what you're asking for. We struck a deal. You lived
Oh.
up to your end. I'm going to live up to
Fine.
my end.
Have you heard of Bosco?
Bosco. There was a General Bosco from down south. Ran a mercenary company, about 300 strong. Ran into a fight with a dragon, took a contract. They thought they could win it. Dragon ended up being a little bit older than they were expecting. They were killed with the man, except for supposedly Bosco, who managed to get away. But I mean, he hasn't been seen in quite some time in these parts.
Well,
Where do you know Bosco from?
he jumped us on the way back. He's been taxing the roads.
Part of the problem on our way back for your shipment.
Yes, he did want your star metals.
How far the great have fallen? That poor fool. If he had just come up to Sandro, I would have helped him out a little bit. He was a good leader for a while.
We did offer to negotiate with him a couple times, but he just got so angry. You know, he just.
Yeah.
Poor
He
guy.
was always an arrogant son of a bitch, and after his men all got killed, he had a hard time holding his temper down. That's why he could never get a company formed back around.
He was,
That's a shame.
He was a tough one, though. He's real tough, that guy. Yeah. I think he broke something inside of me, so apologize if I threw. As he just kind of vomits right there in front. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Ah.
It's okay.
That sounds like Bosco. He used to train with an ogre. They would just trade punches until one of them passed out.
Yeah,
And
that
usually
sounds,
Bosco won.
Yeah, that sounds like the guy. I think we're talking about. Yeah, we're talking about the same guy.
Oh, he was a hard man. But sounds like he turned to mad dog. Sometimes you gotta put a mad dog down. That's too bad. But I'll just tell you this. I would keep that a little bit under wraps. There's still a lot of mercenaries, especially around the fighting pit, who kind of had a lot of respect for him. So I wouldn't tell a lot of people that you're the one who did him in.
Yeah, it's all right. Stormhand's not afraid of anything, and he was just shooting lightning bolts at the guy over and over. So it was really impressive, is what it was. But hey, if you say so, that's fine. I mean, he's not one to gloat or nothing.
Well,
I
just
think that is
just a
good
friendly
idea.
piece of advice, but I've got one other friendly piece of advice for you. I think you probably should head over to the inn and pay for some baths. In fact, as a bonus, I will pay for your baths
Oh, I'll take it.
because you all stink horribly.
We appreciate that. Thank
Oh,
you.
yes. But one more thing, and Dionyse will make eyes towards Clara.
And Clara just sort of looks back.
The loot! Sell the loot! Sell the loot!
And right, and she like is very obvious about limping and this hurt leg that she has. And she goes over to the cart, and this is very heavy.
You got it! You got it! Come on.
Clara has a strength of 10, and she's like grabbing these like weapons and whatnot, and like just like flopping them down on the countertop as she brings over like the mail and the crossbow and the hammer.
Was Absu keeping the crossbow?
How much is a crossbow normally?
Yeah.
So yes, you're keeping it, or
No, I said I think I was overruled.
oh, okay.
Like, I mean, you can keep it if you want. Like, no, you can totally keep it if you want. I think the thought was just like, how much gold is it worth? How much would it be to get a weapon? But you can keep the
We
crossbow.
could
if you want the
ask.
crossbow.
Yeah, I don't
It's
care.
like, yeah. I mean, he goes, oh yeah. Can't do anything with the chain. I mean, I can give you a gold piece for the chainmail. I mean, it's completely wrecked. I'm just gonna have to melt it down.
That
A
works.
warhammer. I can give you 22 gold for it. It's a nice heavy warhammer. Heavy crossbow. You want to part with a heavy crossbow, huh? All right.
Well, how much are they normally?
Well, I mean, normally
Is this normal?
a
is it
crossbow
magical?
like this. No, this is. I mean, it doesn't appear to be magical. It doesn't have any runes on it. Doesn't have any particular markings. I mean, a crossbow like this would normally go for about 200 gold pieces.
Okay. If it's absolutely, you can keep it if you would like the heavy crossbow. If that's the normal amount.
Well, let me be clear. I'm not buying a heavy crossbow from you guys because
Oh,
I make them, and I don't have 200 gold that I want to spend because there's nobody here who's going to come to Sandro and pay me for this crossbow. It's like I got stuck with those two magic items that we negotiated with. Just
So
not
maybe I keep for now, and then we see if we want to sell later.
Could have
Bliss is
used it
like
today.
used. It's got like blood on it and stuff, so it's probably not even worth doing in gold no more.
I mean, if we scratch the name Bosco on it, maybe it sells because it was his crossbow?
No, we don't want people to know that we have that.
Bosco.
Absolutely not.
As killed by
Well, it just
Lord
happened.
God Stormhand.
No.
Happened to have found it on the road.
Nope, absolutely not. No.
Goes, Harry does goes, listen, if you want to leave it here, I can try and sell it for you on consignment. But, I mean, that's the best I can offer.
I will use it for now, and as we travel, we can see what we can
All right.
do.
He goes, I'm going to round it up to 25 gold for the busted chainmail and the heavy warhammer. And here's an extra 10 gold for the baths for you. And he starts to hand the money to Dionysus, and then he hands it to Absu.
I do also, and she again very obviously limps, point me in the direction of a medical establishment.
Well, yeah, I mean, Kohong is open. There's Gunk, the 15th. He's got his tent still up in the bazaar. He's probably less expensive between you and me than Kohong, but I think there's a couple other quacks. There's a barber who does some surgeries, but I wouldn't show up in his shop. So
I'll stick with the gunk in the tent. Thank you. I'd forgotten about that. She kind of,
and you could probably go right over there. Gunk doesn't seem to mind smells too much. He's got a unique one of his own, but please, before you go anywhere civilized on Sandro, get a bath.
will do.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
And thank you for retrieving my star medal and my wagon and bringing my horses back. He goes, if you ever need anything else, obviously my door's open, and the discount is good for repairs, for consignments, for anything you just want to buy off the shelf.
Hey, can I get 2 knives, please?
2 knives? He hands you 2 knives, and he's like, on the house for you this time. I know you wanted a little something extra, and I'd hate to turn a satyr away, so...
Hey, thank you so much.
Now get out of my forge. I got things to do.
Aye, aye.
Where would you all like to go?
I'm not feeling well, Clara. Maybe your idea for a healer is good?
Yes, it's my leg for sure, but
Oh, I hadn't noticed.
in general.
Baths first or healing immediately? How badly do you hurt?
And she looks down at her mangled leg. Quite.
Okay, because I'm just saying, my nose burns.
Galahop, are you coming?
What's that? Where are we? Sorry.
You're going.
You're coming. You're coming.
Who,
decision
who
is-
am I? Okay, yeah, I don't feel so good. So
Yeah,
everyone knows.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel so good. Hey, Stormhand. Stormhand.
You should get your head checked, Galahop. But
I don't.
I will not
I
delay
don't-
supper any longer. I'll see you
What?
at Kitty's.
No, I can't let you go. All right, I'll go with you. So I'll go with Stormhand.
No. You're coming with us. No.
No.
Stormhand. He should come with us, right?
I
Stormhand.
have a
he should come
charge
with
to
us.
protect this little guy right here. You know.
He
So
needs to
Hey,
protect
Galahop,
us.
take a look at me real quick.
Okay.
What's
Which
your
one
name?
are you? Me? Galahop. Not Galahad, which some people say it is, but that's not what it is.
Yeah,
Which one of you
Galahop's
should
fine.
I be talking to? I don't know. Yeah, there you go. That one looks good. Hey, you want to get some food? I'm going to go with you. You know how taverns can be. A brawl busts out, suddenly you got a stool in the back of your head. You know, and I don't want that to happen.
So Stormhand and Galahop are going back to the Long Branch Inn. Absu, where are you going?
Sue will go with to get them in baths first and
Okay.
then release them upon the populace.
And so we have Dionyse and Clara going in search of Gunk's medical tent. So let's start with Dionyse and Clara. You make your way back down that alley and into the general chaos of the bazaar. Now, Gunk had told you before roughly where his tent could be found, so you're able to easily navigate amongst the stalls. You've got hawkers on all sides, you know, trying to interest you in their wares. There's exotic smells and sights. You see street musicians, firing off illusions into the air. But all of that kind of bleeds into the background as your own pain and stench and suffering are beginning to overwhelm you. You find your way to Gunk's tent, and you see him sitting on a 3-legged stool outside of his tent. The flap is open, and he appears to be reading a book.
Yes, are you Gunk?
And he looks up, and you see his black fur of his rat face, his nose wrinkles a little bit.
Oh, yes,
Because-
I recognize you. Yes. Hello.
Yes. It's
We
so
are-
good to see you again, but you look dreadful.
And feel
Yeah.
quite bad.
Very bad.
You should not let yourself feel like this often. This is no way to conduct yourselves.
No, this was a result of bravery today. This was, yes.
Well, if bravery is doing that to you, you might want to investigate cowardice.
Oh, yeah?
Cowardice does not pay as well.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Well, that is a very good point. Please, enough chitter-chatting. Into the tent. Let's see what we are dealing with here.
And Clara
Now tell me
sticks her leg
exactly
out,
what happened.
And Clara just points to her mangled leg.
I'll
And
want
he's-
to vomit.
He's probing it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you have You have multiple stress fractures and your kneecap is slightly out of place. And he grabs it and just wrenches it back into the front. You feel a moment of excruciating agony, but then your leg feels a little bit better. He's like, this is going to take several days to heal. Several days to heal, even under my expert care.
That is...
You'll have to come back for at least a shift every day and let me take a look at the leg and rebandage it and resplint it. But I should have you back up on your feet in about a week. So if you come back one shift over the next 7 days, you'll be fully healed instead of 14.
Excellent. I do appreciate that. I have to... Dionyse, you did not have such a mangled leg and you were here as well.
Yes, and she'll kind of like reach out to take Gunk's like tiny little hand and put it on her forehead. It's not good.
And he goes, oh, scrooge down here for a second. And he peels open your eyes. He's like, roll your eyes back. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. And he sticks a finger up your nostril. He pumps it around. He brings it out. He sniffs it. He's like, oh, no. Open your mouth. Ooh. Dear, I do think you're rather sick.
Yeah, it hurt. Yeah.
You're going to need to rest quite a bit. It's only going to get worse before it gets better, but I'm here. I can help.
Okay.
He shows you over to a cot. He's like, lay down.
I will. Okay. And Dionyse will sit on the bed and then kind of slowly go horizontal.
Excellent. And Miss Clara, that's 5 gold pieces for the leg.
And I am also not feeling quite so well, in addition to the leg. Now that you've settled the leg a little, I also feel that I don't. And she sort of does the same thing and like takes Gunk's hand on her forehead.
It's like, I don't know why you all keep doing that. It's so hard to check a fever through a third person. I mean, being a third person myself, I understand. I mean, I can check for you, but it's fairly invasive and most people don't like my finger there. So let's keep it. Let me just take a look at your eyes and your nose. And open your mouth. Have you been spitting up any fur balls today?
No.
All right. Looks like you have the same problem as your friend. What did the two of you get into?
Vomit.
A cave creature that vomited on us.
Lots of vomit.
Well, all right then. Is that what's on your fur still, Clara?
Yes.
Let me take a sample of that. And he pulls out a razor and
please.
shaves down to the skin, like
better your fur than
swath
my
of
fur.
about 3 inches of fur. And he takes it and he's like, I've got to preserve this. This might actually help in your cure. But you need to lie down too. You need to rest. Both of you need to rest.
And had he not healed her first, she would have been quite offended by this just bald spot that she now has, which hopefully it was like on the leg that is like healing. So it's, not.
Oh, absolutely.
So
It'd be low.
obvious.
It'd be low where he could get to it. He's like, you'll be
Yes.
fine.
Okay.
Fur grows back very quickly. Just lay down and rest. And as we see, go ahead.
Claire will look over to Dionyse. We were not the only ones that were thrown upon, though. Perhaps others should
No.
get a care as well.
Gunk, you might need to find the rest of the people with the party because I think a bunch of them, there was a lot of vomit.
Well, first, 5 gold pieces from you as well, Dionyse, please, for the care.
All right. If I have to, here you go.
Excellent. And I'm sure, your friends, they know where I'm at. If they're feeling bad, they'll come, I'm sure.
Oh.
If I could pay you extra, might we call upon you for a house call?
Well, of course. I'm always willing to make a house call for a little extra coin.
Clara would send Gunk to Kitty's since Galahop was not well at all, but was staying next to Stormhand's side.
He's like, oh, well, all right, I can go to the Long Branch Inn and look in on your friends. And he takes out these 2 heavy furred blankets, and he basically cocoons the 2 of you in these fur blankets. And he puts some kind of like thick goo on your faces and on your nose, and it feels slimy, but it smells good. And then you feel yourselves sort of drifting off a little bit as he totters out of the tent and heads off into the city. Now we're gonna find ourselves in another part of Sandro's village, as we see Stormhand, Galahop, and Absu approaching the Long Branch Inn. It's got a nice porch on the outside and chairs. It's got the swinging doors.
Okay, first order of business is baths for both of you. I don't know if Miss Kitty would let you eat if you stink.
Yes. We can eat in the baths.
I don't know. Wait,
We're not like I'm amphibious, so oh, excuse me, sorry. I also I went ahead and I gave myself the 5 damage back since I couldn't take that second stretch rest, so I just changed it to a round rest, so I recovered my willpower.
Okay.
So I'm still more damaged than I was before. Okay. So no, I think it's fine. I think whatever you want to do, Stormhand.
And Absu's gonna go in and inquire them baths.
Okay. And you see the halfling Miss Kitty behind the bar. She's like, well, dear, I've heard you all have had a most excellent adventure on behalf of Harry.
We did, but most of my party got absolutely vomited on, and they reek horribly. Can we
not good, dear.
Baths, please?
Well, I'm not going to draw baths for them up in the rooms, but we can draw baths for them out in the stable till they get cleaned up, and then of course, if y'all are interested, we can get you some rooms and get you settled in and get you some nice dinner.
Hosing them down outside, great idea.
But there's a couple big tubs. We'll heat the water up for them. I'll have the stable boys get the baths ready.
Perfect.
Can you bring meals out to the stables?
Maybe we wait till we come back inside.
Yeah, she's
for seconds too. Yes.
She's like, so yes, Stormhand, dear, you smell so very bad. You must get out of my establishment right now. I will send a leg of lamb or something out to your bath to take the edge off your appetite, and then once you're all sparkly and clean again, y'all can come on in and have a big dinner.
Hear that, Galahop? A leg of lamb.
Sorry, I was concentrating. I don't want to vomit inside of you.
Yeah, no, back outside. Go.
I feel one coming, Absu. It's gonna be a big one.
As you hurries up and gets him outside.
So you get off the porch as Galahop begins to vomit in the street. And as you vomit in the street, out of the shadows, Constable Roscoe appears.
Hi, Constable. This is not public intoxication. He is too wounded and we need medical care.
He's chewing on the side of his cigar and he gets up and looks at Galahop. He's like, son, you look like hell. All right. Don't worry about it this time. Go on about your business.
I'm very sorry for the mess. I will help clean. We need to get them to the stables. They reek.
Yeah, well, get on about your business. I got things to do. And he turns and sort of walks back through his shadow and disappears.
God, you almost got in the gallows just for being... Hurry!
Absu is like stressed.
Those guys are really nice. You know, everyone says bad things about them, but the 2 of them are really nice.
They're very nice. I agree.
And like at this point, Absu's kind of just picked up Galahop, but is like holding them away from her. And she's just, if it's allowed, and then she's quickly walking him to the stables.
Stormman, am I flying? Is this what flight is like?
Yes, it is a source of magic, but I didn't know you were capable.
I'm magical? I never thought I was magical.
Stormhand, did he hit his head?
No, I picked the bandit to his head, Bosco.
Oh,
Several
no.
times. And then, like, the big Wendigo, it, like, bit my head, like, really hard. I think we've forgotten how long I spent inside that thing's mouth. I think we've sort of forgotten, but I haven't.
Okay, we get you back. Maybe we go see Gunk? That seems really important.
No, I'm fine. We're gonna take a bath, and we gotta get Stormhand his dinner. We don't want him to get like low blood
Okay.
sugar or something.
When you're in the bath, hang your head over outside so you don't barf in the water, okay?
I can't guarantee that's gonna happen.
And
And
you
we-
see the baths are there. They're being heated up. They've got coals under them. They basically put these tubs over a bed of coals, and they're putting in water. And you're able to submerge yourselves, and they bring out these very stiff, bristled, long-handled brushes, and basically old lye soap, so you can scrub yourselves off. And while that is all going on, Absu, you see a small rat folk come around the corner, carrying a bag with a white circle on it and like a red X or a red cross on it, and he's got his heavy jacket, and he's moving towards you, directly towards you.
Oh, hello. I do not believe we have met before, but you are medical personnel?
Oh, I have never seen one of your kind before. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you. I am Gunk the 15th, descendant of the almighty Gunk. I was sent by your friends to look for Sir Galahop, I
Oh,
believe.
Gunk, are you here for a bath too?
Oh, hello, Stormhand. No, I'm here for you. Your friends came to see me. They're very sick. I've got them sequestered in my tent. But
Can
they
you-
said you all are sick as well.
I am not sick. Galahop is barfing, vomiting
What?
profusely.
That's just because I got half eaten by a Wendigo, and then some really strong bandit punched me a bunch of times with a warhammer. That's all. Hey, Gunk, who's your friend?
My friend, you're
Yeah,
worse
okay.
off than I thought. Here, hold still. He pulls out this large clay jug, and he pulls the stopper off it, and it smells kind of like liquid mildew. But he says, drink it all, drink it straight down.
Right now? Where,
Yeah,
Right now.
Stormman
dare
wants
you.
some?
You
No,
can't
no,
do it
you
faster
got to
than
you
anyone.
drink it
No,
all.
I think, like, is this gonna make me feel better?
It's gonna make you feel better. Yes,
Stormman,
drink
take
it
a sip. Take a little bit. I don't want you, just in case you've got.
Drink the whole thing. I've got something else for your friend. Just drink that now.
All right, this doesn't feel right, but all right. And he'll drink it right down.
And you recover 11 hit points
Holy crap! That's
from this healing
Wow.
potion.
that's quite a bit.
He's like,
That's
now
awesome.
normally that's 20 gold pieces, but we've got a rapport here, so I'm gonna let that one slide because you look like you could really need it. But let's looking at your eyes. I think you have the same problem that your other friends do. You probably should come back to my tent so I can keep an eye on you for the next few hours.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, Doc, but I gotta stay with this guy. He's gonna probably someone's gonna try to assassinate him, so I gotta like be right on his back just to make sure he's okay.
Gunk looks over and he's like, "Oh, he's sick too. You both should come back to my tent." I mean, look, your eyes are no longer white; they're just yellow, and they're actually dripping pus out of the corners now. I mean, whatever you have is getting worse by every minute.
I thought that's when the bandit was hitting me in the kidneys. Sorry.
No, I think
Okay.
that's something. They mentioned something about some great beast vomiting on all of you. I think you might have picked up something.
That's right. Yeah, I was inside of its mouth for a while.
Well, that's never a good place to be. You should always stay outside of the monster's mouths.
Well, see, I was thinking strategy. You know, like if I go in the mouth, like you can't get any other ones in the mouth. So that was the play.
Well, you know what? That's a very good point. As long as you can stay alive in the mouth. All right. Regardless, get your things back together and meet me back at my tent as soon as you can get there. And I'll see about trying to take care of this problem that you're having.
Is this contagious, what they have?
Oh, I think probably only if you were contacted by the bodily fluid of the creature. It strikes me more like the bite of a Komodo dragon, some sort of horrible infections and diseases. No, I do not think so.
Because Stormhand will not go until he eats. So is that okay, or should I bring it to them at your tent?
No, he could definitely take the time to eat if that's what he'd like. More than likely, he will vomit it up soon if this continues to progress. But he's absolutely okay.
That sounds like a waste of food, Stormhand, if you just eat it and then barf it.
Means I could eat more. It sounds wonderful.
That's why he's the chosen one. Look at that. Look at that.
Hey.
Well, excellent. I've got to get back to my tent now. You know where it's at. As soon as you can, come see me. Your friends are already...
Doc.
Yes.
One quick question. Do you think I can go to the fighting pits for a bit before I come see you?
No. It's not a good idea. Not a good idea.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. No, that's fine.
After you're feeling better, you can go get yourself beaten up at the fighting pits.
I feel fantastic. It's really good.
Well, you look spectacular as well.
Thank you.
And he trundles off and heads back towards his tent. Back in the tent, Clara and Dionysus, you're alone in this tent, cocooned in heavy furs, sweating profusely, with this horrible, slimy gunk on your faces. Is there anything you'd like to do or say?
We should sing a song.
I wish I had taken a bath first.
Yes.
Because if we'd taken the bath, then we'd have the vomit off, and then when he wrapped us, we wouldn't be wrapped with the vomit that's now getting sweaty.
We could sing a song about it.
I suppose that's one way to pass time. Did you have a song in mind?
No, my head hurts.
Oh, okay. And so you'll just sort of hear this, just sort of just this faint, purring sort of sound. So
That's
like a
nice.
little white noise thing to try to help us rest a little bit.
I like it. And what do the rest of you do after you get out of your bath?
Go back in for supper.
All right. And true to her word, Miss Kitty has laid out a quite a nice feast for you.
Finally.
Darlings, this one's on the house. I've never seen Harry quite so happy. He was distraught over the thought of losing all of that star metal, and you came through for him like gangbusters. So this meal's on the house, as was the bath. You all enjoy it. Remember, come back to see Miss Kitty whenever you're around town.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you so much.
Well, darling, I always appreciate interesting adventurers and folks coming through here. That's why I stay on Sandro. Someone new and interesting to meet almost every day. And the meal is delicious and fortifying. However, it curdles in your stomach and you begin to feel very, very sick. You find that you're salivating almost non-stop, and yellow pus is now dripping down your face. You can no longer breathe out of your nose. Your sinuses are so stuffed up, and your joints ache so badly that you feel like you're a 90-year-old with broken legs as you try to move about. Almost every minute, you start to feel worse and look worse.
I thought that'd be able to help. I think I'm dying.
No,
I
you
think
look
she's trying
gross.
to poison us.
Come on, no, let's go. Time to
No,
see
I'm-
Gunk.
She might have been poisoning us, though. You never
Why
know.
else would it be
not.
free?
I'm fine.
That's a great point. Yeah.
No, you will not look this gift horse in the mouth. We appreciate this. Get out.
Oh, we already got a horse. It's a tiny little black horse.
Can I see the horse? I want to take it to Kohang.
No,
This is our horse.
it's our horse,
I
right?
want to know how to make it bigger.
No,
We'll
it's our
figure it out.
horse.
Okay, let's go. Come on.
Where are we
And,
going?
like-
The fighting ring.
Okay, yeah, all right, let's go. Yeah,
She's
that's a good
totally
idea.
lying, and she's just kind of gonna get an arm underneath their armpits and then just kind of drag them both to Gunk's tent.
By the time you get there, you are literally almost dragging them. They are delirious and stumbling along. But you get them into Gunk's tent. Gunk gets them down and resting. You don't know how much time. I mean, you know, Absu, that like another 12 hours passes while the four of you get sicker and sicker and sicker. As the disease, the Wendigo's disease, takes effect. So you all get the sickly condition. And I'm just going to start with Jeff. You take 1 hit point of damage. Dionysus, you take 4 hit points of damage.
That brings me to 0.
Oh gosh.
So you're making death rolls.
Yep.
Clara, you take 6 hit points of damage.
Eek.
And Stormhand, you take 2. So what this looks like is the disease finally starts to rack your bodies. And at this point, Dionysus, you start to get, you fall unconscious. You start to, you're breathing, your lungs are literally filling with fluid and you're starting to drown. So let's go ahead but Gunk is there at your side. So let's make a death check.
I have
Is
an
Absu
arrow.
able to assist Gunk?
Well, no, I think Gunk is.
Okay. Also, I got the Bane. Oh, there's a demon.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that's 2 fails.
that's 2 fails.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
So that's rough. So you're starting to slip away. Go ahead and give me. Hold on.
Now we have to check the rules. I got shot by an arrow. I
think you're
wasn't
actually
doing very
dead.
well. Yeah,
I think you're
am
actually dead. I
probably
think you
pretty
die a day
dead.
later
I
when
think
you
I
get to
might
0.
have died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
gosh.
don't die instantly. You die a day later.
But maybe Gunk could have healed your arrow wound when we first got here before.
Yeah, no. So as Dionysus is sequestered up, Gunk is feverishly trying to revive her, but the injuries were just horribly traumatic, and the disease ravishes her body, and her lungs fill up with fluid, and she drowns. Basically, as the disease just riddles through her. Is there something that Dionysus would say or like to convey as she feels herself slipping away to the rest of the party?
Probably in her mind, she imagines Dionysus and the dances and the drinking and the parties they would have, and her spirit rejoins that dance, as is the natural home of the satyr.
And yeah, that's what you see. You see as you're lifting out of your body, you see this broken, sick form, but then you feel lighter and happier. And you open up and you come out of this well of water into this glade, and there's dryads and nymphs and satyrs and centaurs partying in this enchanted forest, and you feel a loss for your friends, but you feel that you finally made your way home. Gunk does not tell the rest of you that Dionyse has passed. You're delirious. Absu, obviously, you're aware of this. But he begins to treat the disease based on what he gets out of the fur from Clara, and with his own concoctions. So I'm going to roll a healing check for Gunk with a boon for the rest of you. And we will see how he does. So first for Galahop, because he thought Galahop was the sickest, so he's been treating him most vigorously. And he is able to cure you of the disease. So Galahop, you start to feel your fever break. You start to feel better. You look over, you see him leaning over Clara's bed and going to do the same thing for her. And also succeeds. Clara, over some time, you cough up some fur balls, you cough up some vomit, but then your vision starts to clear, your fever starts to break, you start to feel better. And then lastly, we find him over Stormhand, working tirelessly, and also succeeds in curing him. Once he found the cure for it, he was able to really administer it. And within a day, within a few hours, you guys start to feel better. So you feel that at this point, you could feel Sandro moving. So you've been here probably for 18 hours or so. You see Absu. Absu, what are you doing as you see your three friends begin to regain their senses and their consciousness? And you look over in the corner, you see the wrapped body of Dionyse.
You guys, as you come to, Absu's not hovering over any of you. She's actually tenderly cleaning the body of Dionyse and preparing her for funeral rites. And as she does so, in her deep, raspy voice, she's actually singing a song from her homeland because she knows how much Dionyse loved to sing. And so this is what she's doing for her.
So as you all come to consciousness and actually have your right minds about you, you see and hear this hauntingly beautiful song that Absu is singing, and you all realize that Dionyse did not survive the ordeal that you've managed to pull through.
Clara had been sort of purring, that was the last thing she remembered, was sort of kind of purring, kind of a melody to Dionyse. So as she's kind of coming up, she kind of gives out a little bit of that, kind of purr again. Dionyse, are you feeling better?
No, she did not make it.
What do you mean? Clara sits up.
She was shot with an arrow, and we did not realize in time, and then compounded with this disease that you all contracted.
And she looks to Gunk for agreement.
Her body was just unable to fight both.
What did she not tell us?
I failed you all. I should have recognized that she was suffering more than I have just not as familiar with Seta physiology, and I failed you. I'm so sorry. And you can tell he's crushed by this.
Oh no. Oh, and did Galahop Stormhand?
Yeah.
We're here.
feeling better in some ways. And then he's kind of like looking at Diane. He's worse than others. And like, is she like fully wrapped up already, Apsu?
And she's been cleaned. And
Okay.
you see her, she's tenderly braiding her hair at this point. She's washed it, combed it. She's putting it in a beautiful braid.
So he'll like waddle over to wherever his stuff is, and he'll like reach into one of his pouches, and he grabs something, and then he'll like waddle over to where Dionysus is, and he'll just sort of slip into like her pocket, whatever you ever dressed in, just a handful of coins, and we'll just say, "I'm sorry, you were a good follower. At least you died seeing the true God. May he watch over you in the after." And then he'll like put a couple gold coins in her pocket and like step away.
Gunk, do you know how she would have wished to be interned? Or normally the bodies are given over to the sisters of the gallows for care, but if she had special wishes, or if you have a different ceremony, or we can make those arrangements.
We must celebrate. Dionysus was nothing if not enjoying a good party. This seems appropriate. And she sort of looks to Apsu because Apsu's being very solemn, and she's sort of looking to everyone else. She did enjoy a good time.
This is
And tonight we
true.
celebrate for Dionysus and our survival.
So we fade out of there. We fade out of Dionysus' body being wrapped, and we find ourselves in Munden's bar. It's been a long night. You guys have been at it for a while, celebrating. You've met Bob, the bartender, a very short lizard folk, about 4 feet tall, sitting on the bar, smoking a cigarillo, and he's always got a glass of whiskey in his hand. But drinks have been on the house because Harry Hammer came in and covered the tab to remember her by, and others have stopped by, Roscoe, Miss Kitty. And the evening is beginning to wind down. The celebration of Dionysus and her remembrance. There are tears. There has been joy. There's been laughter. There's been songs sung, not as well as Dionysus could have sang, but songs sung in her name. And as you feel Sandro shudder to a stop, the door to Munden's bar opens, and you see a shadowy figure standing in there, wearing, looks like a long coat of some sort with maybe a scarf wrapped around his neck, a bulky man. Looks like he's got some kind of basket on his back. And he says, "Oh, my friends, I had heard that you would be here. I understand that you're grieving, but I have a job for you, something very important. You will help. You will see. We be good friends from now on." Throws his arms out wide. And that's where we're going to close down for tonight.
All right.
Goodness.
We will come back in 2 weeks. We will meet Kipser's new character in 2 weeks. And we will see where the next adventure takes us. Jeff, I'm all emotionally wrung out, so I'm throwing it back over to you now.
Okay, and I'm definitely sympathetic towards that and everything. So I'm gonna fill a gap for a couple seconds, and then I'm gonna throw it back to you, Aaron, so you can tell us what's going on.
All right.
At Garbalek next week.
Fantastic. So next Wednesday, unless war breaks out or something, at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can catch me as the narrator running the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game, Cataclysm of Kang. Our group is coming close to the end of the Cataclysm of Kang. Afterwards, I'm going to run a 1 or 2 shot Halloween special of Marvel Zombies, so that should be a hoot. Then on Thursday, at the same time, you can find Ben will be running us through The Walking Dead. This is going to be the final episode of The Walking Dead for season 1. I think we're going to be checking out a spooky hospital because it sounds like the exact thing you want to do in a zombie apocalypse. And then the following week, Richard should be back with season 2 of Imperium Maledictum. So that's what's going on in Garblag.
Very cool. Excited about Imperium Maledictum. And we were talking about maybe doing something, Richard and I, down the road. Cool. Not that, something else. So we'll figure out if we can make it work. Okay, so as for us, what do we got next? Tomorrow, we've got Call of Cthulhu. We're back to Eternalize. We also just said goodbye to one of our characters and hello to a new one. And we are headed to Bangkok. We took a pit stop in Casablanca, and then we're heading over. And then on Monday, we're going to be doing some more Otherscape in our Down in Arizona Bay, which Jeremy and I say the AB. And Melissa says it how? How do you say it, Melissa? What's the tone again for us?
DAB.
Yeah, that's just a different tone entirely. Tuesday, you can see a bunch of us here, everyone on the left side of the screen, as we're playing some Star Trek, as Steven hops into the chair for that. And then next Thursday, we've got some more Arzium. And then I think Friday next week is Delta Green, where should be the finale of that chapter of Delta Green, finally. And that's that. Okay. Thanks for everyone for hanging out. And we're going to go ahead and rate our friends over at Defenders. They're playing what are they playing? Oh, they're playing Skin City, which Chuck's got up on Kickstarter right now. So go see what they're doing. And that's it. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.